Welcome once more to the Phil Taylor Jones Show. We're going to be visiting or revisiting a subject that we took on a few weeks ago, that regarding the filthy water, the contaminated water that is in Flint, Michigan for the residents therein to drink. So without further ado, let's jump into that filthy water right now. I'm Phil Taylor Jones, your host, and glad you could come along with us on this little journey. The governor of Michigan, his name is Rick Snyder. Okay, before I get into Dear Rick, let me just say the utter audacity by which these people operate just makes me go bonkers. This Rick Snyder knows for a fact that he has dropped the ball. He has failed the people of Flint, Michigan on so many different levels. And he still boisterously shows his face and considers himself to be a public servant of the people. It just makes me cringe. Let's just go back into a little bit of the history of this. The city of Flint switched its water source from Lake Huron, which is where Detroit gets its water, to the Flint River in April of 2014. It was a move designed to save a very economically depressed city some money. Money. And you don't want to give people decent water to drink because you're poor, you're broke. Yeah, right. It was the wrong move. Well, duh. An emergency manager appointed by Republican Governor Rick Snyder signed off on the decision. Now, this was an appointed person, not an elected person. Rather than putting the citizens first, the unelected, all-powerful emergency manager was charged with making hard-headed business decisions. That approach in Flint and elsewhere around the country has had disastrous results. Okay, 2014 is when this transpired. After that was done, right away, the city's residents, children, old folks, middle-aged folks, all folks, got sick from the water. Even though the city managers assured them it was safe. By August, now remember, April is when this thing took place. By August, the water tested for E. coli. And by September, citizens had been advised to boil the water before drinking it by local officials. By January of 2015, this stuff it's progressing along. Residents were lining up daily to get free bottled water, and the city was found in violation of the Safe Drinking Water Act. Now remember, this took place in 2014, in April. All of this had been going along, people getting sick, getting rashes, lesions, memory loss. The children were suffering. A students in school dropping down to D's and F's. Older folk getting an enhanced version of dementia. I mean, people, stomach problems, intestinal problems, all kinds of problems because of this filthy water. And I don't know if you've actually seen some of the news bites, but they show massive amounts of water coming through like I guess a little dam or filtration system or something. But there are two big columns there. And because of this nasty water constantly coming out, there's like white deposits that have built up. And I'm estimating, because I don't know how big this is, but I'm figuring if the columns or the pillars are anywhere from 10 to 20 feet tall, this filth has developed so much that it's developed like a shelf where the water comes under it, and that shelf looks like it sticks out about anywhere from 5 to 6 feet. Excuse me for a minute. Just talking about that makes me want to get some clean water to drink. Um, People are constantly getting sick. Where's Rick Snyder? He's sitting on his butt and not caring about the citizens. He knew of the problem and turned away. Virginia Tech had to get into the mix because, number one, they're not in Michigan, they're in Virginia, and they could maybe make a good assessment without having it tainted by crooked politicians. Dirty water, dirty politician. Okay, now all these people are getting sick. It's now gaining steam. It's getting, countrywide coverage. Where was Oh Bastard? Where was Slithery Clinton? Where was Bernie Sanders? Or any of these political muckety-mucks? Funny, they didn't start getting into the fray until this year. Oh, well, I'm the first one on this stage to talk to them and tell them that, they need to get the water right. And I even sent one of my chief analysts or my chief people down there to see what I could do, Hillary Clinton could do to help with the problem. Yeah, right. Where were you, Slithery Clinton? Okay, it broke in August 2014. By September, people started complaining. So where were you in September of 2014, Slithery? Oh, bastard. Again, April of 2014. Yes. By September of 2014, where were you, oh bastard? There's nothing to go down in this country unless you know about it. You're supposed to be the president. But no, you go over there now with your little blue shirt on and no jacket. Oh yeah, we gotta clean this up. We gotta do this. I'm here and I'm gonna stand with you until we get this problem solved. Yeah, you're full of crap. All of you political muckety mucks are full of crap. But even beyond you is this Rick Snyder. Hey Rick, if you're listening out there, pal, you're a dirtbag. You are lower than scum because you sat there on your political rusty-dusty and allowed these people to get sick and possibly end up with long-term problems that could and probably will result in death. And then you stand up there saying, "Oh yeah, we failed you, and we're not gonna stop until we make it right." How can you make it right when you've allowed it to go on so long? We're talking lead poisoning here, among other contaminants that can do horrible things to the body's internal system, that can do horrible things to the body's neurological system. And you're gonna fix that? I don't think so. But yet you stand there as though you are some kind of champion for politics, champion as a servant of the people. You should be jailed. In fact, take him one step past the jail, put him in prison. You should go to prison and be made to drink that filthy water that you made the other people drink. You knew what was going on. You knew. And yet you sat there. Because these people were financially, shall we say, not as well off as, say, the people in Grosse Pointe, Michigan. Would you have done that to them? The affluent Caucasian folk. No. You did it to the people in Flint because most of them are impoverished white folk and black folk. And you knew what was going on. And you did nothing until now. Almost 2 years later. Well, some of the effects of the people may be irreversible. And if they die, their blood is on your hands. I get so sick and damn tired of these stupid, idiot politicians who knowingly do stuff to citizens and nobody checks their hand. He's still in office? By whose authority? Why is he there? When this story broke, he should have been handcuffed and led out of the state's capital. Why is he still the governor of Michigan? Whoever the lieutenant governor is should be the governor now. Rick Snyder, you should be gone. You should be in shackles. You should be in an orange suit. And you should be so far in the prison that you won't see daylight until 2030. How stupid has this political quagmire has gotten that someone can commit a heinous crime, like give somebody poisonous tainted water, and they're still in there grabbing a paycheck as governor. It is beyond me how corrupt this political system is. Are we a third world country or what? You talk about your technology and what you can do and the Silicon Valley and all of this, and you can't give people decent drinking water? Then what the hell is all of that other crap for? We as human beings can go for maybe about a week or two, maybe even 3, without food. But you can't go without water. Our body makeup, our physical makeup is of water. We can't do without it. It's our life. We look so many times to Africa and third world nations for those little kids you see on TV where they're begging for money to build wells and things for little kids, and they're going and panning up nasty looking brown water to drink. And we feel empathy for them. We feel so sorry for them. And yet, in Michigan, our brothers and sisters are drinking the same kind of crap in supposedly the world's richest nation. It's inexcusable. And this bastard is still in office? Are you freaking kidding me? Rick Snyder, you should hang your head in shame because you are a bastard. A sick, luciferous bastard. God. It's unconscionable. And not only is he a bastard, but the people that surrounded him and knew that he was doing this, you are accessories. So if, oh bastard, you had any gumption, you would go to Michigan and clean the house. You're the friggin' president, for God's sake. But you're just as much of a bastard as he is, because you knew what was going on. You read the papers. You've got a cabinet that informs you of things. Would you sit in the White House and drink the same kind of crappy water that the residents of Flint did? I think not. I'm telling you, this country has fallen from sugar to that other stuff that I won't say on camera. But, I mean, somebody's got to start doing something somewhere. Something as common as supposed to be plentiful as water cannot be received in Flint. And why? Because of greed, because of money. I don't care how much money you got to spend, you got to give the people water to drink. Fresh, pure, clean water. That's a God-given right. And he's still in office and has caused all this trouble. Parents that are grieving, not knowing what the hell's going to happen to their kids 5, 10, 15 years down the road. Maybe 5, 10, 15 months down the road. Because how much of this nasty contaminated water has been consumed? We're talking about a whole city of people drinking this crap. And yet he's still governor. You have no shame. Rick Snyder, you got none. Oh, you're just going on, yeah, I'm the governor. And yeah, we made a little mistake, but we're going to fix it. A little mistake. You have potentially injured hundreds of thousands of people. But you made a small mistake. We failed you. Talk about the understatement of the year. Well, we better keep an eye on this, folks, because it's coming to a city near us. I live here in California. I can't tell you how many faux pas our governor has made, Governor Moonbeam, Jerry Brown, ooh, the flower child. Governor Moonbeam, he has made some of the most asinine decisions I have seen in this many years. To tell the truth, this water that I have here, it's filtered because the building I live in, I don't know when these pipes were installed in this building. Suppose, just for the sake of supposing, and this is the other side of the ticket, just suppose for the sake of supposing you live in a building. Okay, your water supply at the reservoir is clean, but it's coming through the filthy, rusty lead or copper pipes in your home or your apartment building. And you're drinking that gunk. Well, let's just suffice it to say the building that my brother and I live in wasn't built last year. It's been here a while. So we have a pure water filter, and we filter our water. We don't know how, old these pipes are. So, I mean, that should be legislation that should be passed in the Clean Water Act. Not only are the reservoirs and the purification departments that filter out the water under scrutiny, but these old funky landlords need to be put under scrutiny as well. And homeowners. Every at least 10 years, you need to repipe. If you don't have the latest kind of alloys and what have you in your plumbing system, then you need to repipe. If your building is over 50 years old, you need to repipe. Because you're literally killing people with all of these toxins and these poisons that are coming through the water system. There is no need for this kind of crap to be going on in this country, this technologically advanced country, and you're giving people poison water to drink. And sitting up there like, we just made a little mistake, a little faux pas. I'm still the governor, and I'm going to fix this. I'm going to throw a few $1 billion on it and fix it. How much money can you use to fix your health? Or to fix something that has damaged someone's health? Ricky Snyder, you luciferous piece of crap. You need to be in prison, pal. Bernie Sanders, I call for his resignation. Forget his resignation. Call for his imprisonment. And see how much you can get that together, Mr. Sanders. Boy, I'm really pissed off about that. I was born in Michigan. And so this kind of tugs at my heart because, you look at Michigan, it's a shambles. Detroit, it's not Detroit anymore, it's destroyed Michigan. You have gutted our car industry. We had the most thriving automotive industry in the world. In fact, Detroit, Michigan was called Motown. We had some of the biggest, most beautiful cars to ever hit the roads in America and in other places. Duesenbergs, Packards, Hudsons, Ramblers, Fords. Well, we still have Fords. But we had Fords back then. We had Chryslers, Cadillacs. We had some of the most beautiful cars you've ever seen. The music industry was thriving. Berry Gordy created a musical empire, which was also called Motown. So many artists came out of Motown. Smokey Robinson, what's that girl? Diana Ross and the Supremes, Marvin Gaye, you name, just a Hitsville of USA. And now it's a shambles. And nobody's doing anything about it. That in and of itself is a travesty. But now other members of the Michigan community cannot even get decent drinking water because of a stupid, bumbling governor. Come on. No jerks. Hopefully someone will step in. I understand they've switched the water system back. Too little, too late. They're still giving out a bottle of water. But some of you members of Congress, some of you people that are there from the state of Michigan, you need to ride in there and ride that bastard Rick Snyder out on a rail. A dog could do a better job of governing the state of Michigan than he has. Get him out of there. Quick, fast, and in a hurry before he does something else to screw up Michigan. We thank you for coming along with us on this filthy water journey this time. And this is the time, folks, for us to really keep their feet to the grindstone, to remain diligent in watching everything they do, because this means our lives. These bastards are trying to kill us, either by bringing over some people that are very dangerous that could do heaven knows what, or making stupid deals with them in which we get nothing but strife. And now we can't even get a decent glass of water to drink. I don't know. You got to keep an eye on it. So stay strong, stay ever diligent, steady on the case with these muckety mucks in the political quagmire, the political cesspool that we call American politics. We'll see you next time right here on the Phil Taylor Jones Show. Bye-bye.